Hi, my name is Jenny Morelli, and before I begin, I'd like to introduce my audience. This is Jen Mills. This is my mother, Doris Rooks, and the title of my speech is Toxic Relationships. And I'm here today to persuade my audience to eliminate unhealthy relationships in their lives. The central idea is that toxic relationships are linked to health problems. I'm going to show my graph here, but I'll get back to it later, and hopefully you can be seen. But we're going to be talking more about this graph, and I'm a student at the Integrative Nutrition Institute, and this is what we go by. This is our food pyramid, which tells us, what we need to eat. But in addition to what we need to eat, we also have to balance spirituality, our career, physical activity, and relationships in order to be a whole, healthy person. So I'm going to be talking about relationships today, basically toxic relationships. So we'll get back to this soon. And so you kind of say, okay, what is a relationship? Relationships can be our family members, they can be our friends, our coworkers, and significant others. Did you know that some relationships can be actually hazardous to our health? As a student at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, our class is going to focus on aspects of our lives. The most important thing, well, one of the most important things is, as I said earlier, is relationships. So we have a wellness program, and it says that we need to be able to keep everything in balance. So if you have toxic relationships in your life, you really need to sit back and analyze them and see how important they are. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can handle that. Did you know that toxic relationships can be just as unhealthy for us as eating a Whopper with large fries and chasing it down with a Coke? Well, that can be just as hazardous to our health. Some of the warning signs for toxic relationships, and you need to evaluate, whether it's family member, coworker, friends, or whatever, to see if, you need to make changes in your life. The number one thing, there's about 5 I'm going to talk about. Now, there's many more, but these are 5 warning signs that you need to maybe take into consideration. Number 1 is someone in your life, do you have someone in your life that makes critical remarks to you, not taking into account your feelings? Another thing you might want to take notice of is, do you have a relationship that's filled with constant drama? Number 3, does someone in your life that you know make you feel guilty? Number 4, do you know someone that manipulates you to get what they want? Number 5, is there someone in your life, no matter what you do, it's never good enough? And number 6, I'm sorry, there are 6 things I wanted to cover, is there someone in your life that makes you feel threatened? Does this sound like anybody y'all know in your lives, or either in the present or the past? Mm-hmm. 2 nods, okay. Well, most of us do have these types of people in our lives. So, the first step in changing unhealthy toxic relationships is to realize, first of all, that you're in one. Everybody, you, me, we all deserve to be treated with love, respect, kindness, compassion all the time. You are valuable. Once you acknowledge a toxic relationship in your life, it's time to address it. That might be the hardest part, but you can do something as simple as saying to someone, it really hurts when you make these kinds of remarks to me. Just to open the door and say, I don't like this. And hopefully it will make the other person aware of your feelings. Probably 75% of the time you'll have somebody that will, be willing to talk to you about it. But after attempting the process, should you find no change in the other person's behavior, it's probably best for you to distance yourself from this person. And If by chance you're in a relationship that might involve physical abuse, it's best to consult a professional that deals with this kind of situation. You don't really want to handle that on your own. Let's see. By being able to identify toxic relationships in the very beginning of a relationship, hopefully later on you can avoid unhealthy relationships in the future. We all deserve to be happy and in positive relationships. When this happens, you're healthier and happier, so it balances out everything. Remember always to surround yourself with people that love and respect you for who you are. By doing so, you keep your life in balance, which keeps you well, physically and mentally. In conclusion, I want to encourage each of you, I've already done so, I'd like to encourage each of you to make 2 separate lists. I have learned this list-making thing from my mother, who does pros and cons list, and it does work. So, at the top of list 1, you should list people in your life that energize you. The top of list 2, name people in your life that drain you or deplete you of your energy. I'm sure we all have both kinds. With your 2 lists, make a conscious effort to analyze all your relationships. In your positive relationships, be sure to acknowledge those people and tell them how much you appreciate them. I appreciate you, Jen.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Mom. In your toxic relationships, should you have any, make strides to create changes by expressing your feelings. With toxic people, you're going to have to set boundaries, and if necessary, you may have to distance yourself. And once again, I want to show you my graph. I hope it shows up on camera, but this is at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. This is what we concentrate on, not only good, healthy eating habits, grains, vegetables, fruits, oils, proteins, and water. It's very important to balance your life with spirituality, have a career that you have passion about, physical activity, and your relationships. If you can make all of